Hey everyone, I'm Brad Nelson.
And I'm Ross Merriam.
And you're watching the Versus series on StarCityGames.com. Alright, so here on the Versus series, we finally get to play Legacy again. The SCG Tour is going to Worcestershire? What's it called?
Worcester.
Worcester. Alright, Worcester. I'm glad we can agree on that. For a great Legacy Open. It's been a while. We haven't seen a Legacy Open in, for I don't even know how long. The last time I remember one was Baltimore last year. There had to have been one since then. Maybe not.
I don't know. They're frequently in the Northeast, which means they're pretty far away from us.
That is true. They're quite a jaunt. I'm actually going to be the whole other side of the country, even so far removed from the country. I'm going to Mexico City to play with my boys Michael Majors and Seth Manfield. We're going to do the best we can to have a medium result.
Okay. Don't drink the water.
Well, on that team we don't drink water. But we'll still be preparing for Legacy on the Versus series, and today we're going to be doing something special because I've heard some of your fans bring up this thing that I didn't even know was real. That you never played Elves on the Versus series before.
Yeah, I also didn't think it was real.
Yeah,
I had somebody comment recently, and I just sort of assumed in my head that I had done one, and I was like, oh, they must have not seen it because it might have been months ago. And so I went in and searched and went to try to find it, and there was nothing there.
Yeah.
And so I had to correct this egregious mistake.
Of course, and I'm being the nice person here, and I'm not playing like Miracles or Sneak and Show. I'm going to play good old Delver, Sultai Delver.
Yes.
That's what it's called, right? Sultai Delver? That's what we're calling it? God, perfect. I know the names.
Sultai Delver has historically been a good matchup for Elves. One of the issues, though, with Elves recently, at least in my opinion, one of the reasons I moved away from it, is that it hasn't really gained anything in the last maybe 3 years, which is quite a long time. It gained Reclamation Sage, the slight upgrade over Kasali Bride Mage. And other than that, maybe some new sideboard options if you want that. But the deck has basically stayed the same. Mm-hmm. And when the deck first emerged and became a powerhouse in Legacy, it was a year where Crater of Behemoth, Abrupt Decay, and Deathrite Shaman were all printed. So you got 3 excellent cards. Mm-hmm. And you really do have to, even though Legacy is a format that doesn't change a lot, you do have to keep updating your deck and gain something over time, or you're going to get left behind. Other decks are going to gain things.
Yeah, same thing. I mean, I think the only deck that hasn't had a significant upgrade that still competes is Sneak and Show.
Yeah.
That's about the only deck, because it's such a powerful, almost ban-worthy combo. Like, it's right on that line. Like, Show and Tell or Embercool, Gristlebrand, something we could see being gone. It's like, yeah, all right, that's fair.
Yep.
You know, but even Miracles was already like a deck that was good against Elves, and now it has Mentor.
And Mentor is
just unbelievable in the deck.
Yeah, you can't sit there and grind them out and just keep attacking for 2 at a time like you did. You do have to have some pretty big threats.
Yeah, and I mean, that's just how control decks are. If you can ever force the opponent to have to be aggressive, or they're just going to get run over, but also run into your control elements, that's the perfect storm of a deck.
Yeah, that's the squeeze.
Yeah, you get to play aggressive and defensive. That's way too good. But anyway, from my side, I'm going to be playing, and I can't think of his name. Well, I can't pronounce his name either. It's a Magic Online. He's the most winning Legacy player on Magic Online, or has the most trophies. Majusushu. I'm gonna go with that. don't write it down. Don't.
Okay.
You know, but it starts with an M and it's got an S and a J. I know the name has that, but anyway, it's the most winning list of Sultai Delver Online. And even though a lot of people are playing like Fatal Push's main, or they're playing Leovolt somewhere in the deck, he's just been playing a very classic, generally good version that's going to give you an edge against decks like Sneak and Show or Miracles, but keeps you left behind in this matchup. But every dog has his day. I'm giving Ross a chance to just smush me in a versus video. Just absolutely smush me. This is his 5-0 opportunity.
You're just taking any potential chance for joy I have away from me right now.
No, I'm not.
I literally have to win, and if I win, I'm relieved. And if I lose, you just get to be doubly happy. I'm just gonna start doing this every week now. Whatever the matchup we show up with, I'm just gonna show up and be like, "Yep, I picked a matchup that's really bad. Brad should 5-0 me, but I'll let him have his fun."
You're twisting my words. You really think that I am just this maniacal person in here? I'm not. I'm your friend in here. I'm not.
You just don't want to get beat down by the little green men.
But I'm going to. You're probably going to 5-0 me.
No one likes to get beat down by elves. They really don't.
Oh, it's miserable.
And everyone thinks that they're going to be good against it, and they're just not. The deck is really powerful.
Well, it exploits the mid-range strategies.
Yep.
Yeah.
It always did that.
Yeah, but it has tough time beating the combo or the miracles and stuff like that. That's why it's being pushed on the metagame. But anyway, let's play. Let's see how these games play out. Yeah,
fine.
All right, Sevens game.
Yeah, 7.
All right, let's do it.
Well, I don't want the 11.
11?
That one's better.
Ooh, I'll be on the play.
Tilt. Okay. Game face.
Game face game. Ooh, that was a really good last card to make this hand playable.
And
I'm good.
Yeah, my hand's great.
Okay. All right. Well, my hand is great too. All right. So I'm going to go to 19 and play a Deathrite Shaman.
That's lucky.
What's lucky about it? These leaves are a little...
Okay. Well, that was good. I'm going to go to 19. I'm going to get a basic forest because of Wasteland. I'm going to play a Deathrite Shaman too.
All right.
You can go. Basic forest.
Would you like to cut?
No. The top of your deck's already bad, I know.
All right. So it's my turn?
Yep.
All right.
Pig through time would never lie to me.
Pig through time? That's a... Do I just do this stuff? Well, I'm going to cut your deck. There you go. All right. So I could just lead on this, but I almost... So it's weird. So we can fetch here and then hold this up to play that little dance, but I almost feel like just killing the Deathrite Shaman is just going to be better for me later, but this also leaves this stranded, so I don't know how fast it can get back into it. This is just absurd. I think there's a very clear play here. Now, the decision is if I play this over this, like if this is Brainstorm or Ponder, then we're giving up some equity of fetching, but if we can hide the Wasteland. I mean, now he knows we have it, but we can hide it from him, which is usually just the stronger play to make. So I'm going to fetch
18.
And since I'm playing against this start, I'm a little nervous of the life of my Deathrite Shaman, which makes me think I need to go get green out of a deck, but I would probably, if I didn't think this was ever going to die, I would just have 2 Underground Season play. But we'll go get a Bayou. And then... Man, these sleeves.
Please don't him to Turok me.
Oh, I'm him to Turoking you. I'm going to grab...
It's an ugly him to Turok. Should only get 1 card.
I should only get 1 card because it's white bordered. I should say the same thing about your force. You should only get half mana. All right, 1 there, 6 there. 1, and then 1 through 5 with a reroll 1.
Metal Sentinel and Elvish Visionary.
Those aren't bad. And then I'm going to exile your land and kill your Deathrite.
Yeah, that's about best possible.
15.
You're 14.
14.
2 fetches.
14. 14, 19. Your turn.
Okay. Well. So the
You should have cut my deck.
The goal in the early game for me is always going to be to develop my mana as much as possible. And to that end, I want to just Green Sun Zenith for 0.
Okay.
Get a Dryad Arbor, and you can go.
All right. That's not good. But I guess we can just play a Delver, waste that. Gotta keep him scared of the days, and then pass the turn.
And crack this fetch, go to 18.
Yep.
Get a Dried Arbor.
Yeah, can't beat it.
Still cutting my deck. Okay, well, I guess we can do a little against Daze. I'll play a Visionary.
Sure.
And I'll play another Visionary.
Gross. Yep.
And I'll pass the turn.
Humbug. Maybe I just used that wasteland too early.
Got him.
Maybe.
Gonna shock me?
I'm thinking about just... Shock doesn't feel that good. I guess shocking is just better here. Yep.
What are you removing?
I'm going to remove my Hymn to Turk.
Okay, I go to 16.
Because you have a sorcerer. Oh, no, you're sorcerer. I'll just take your sorcerer, right?
What sorcery?
Oh, no, it shuffled, yeah.
Yeah.
It shuffles. Don't give me this. It's because you know your deck better than I know your deck. Oh, man, that's really bad for me.
You have 3 in hand?
Yeah. Go.
Doesn't even want to trade with the Visionary. Too proud.
Too proud. No win condition.
So, 14. Play Aquarian Ranger.
Yeah. How's this work again?
Make 4 green. Make 5 green.
Yep.
Return to untap.
Yeah.
And I'll natural order with a green floating sacking here.
So you have 1 green floating.
Yep.
Resolves.
This plays around Spell Pierce and Daze and
Yeah, I guess I'll just kill that.
with the trigger in the stack.
Yeah.
Sure. So this is not going to be a lethal natural order, but I think it's going to be good enough. So they got +3/+3. So I attack for 14, which is lethal, but I guess you can fetch for another green source, and
Yep.
so you'll go to 1.
And yep. I don't know what I can draw anymore, but it starts with a B and ends with a storm.
I don't know which one you want to remove.
Doesn't
really matter. Yeah. So you go to 16 and down to 13, up to 15, then down to 1.
Trigger. That's not gonna do it. Dead. Guy's stupid. I have my best possible. Just can't do anything.
Had these left over.
All right, so this hand is loose as a goose, but you got to keep these ones.
My hand is okay. We have one kind of stinker, but it's still good enough.
All right.
Okay, 19.
And I will ponder.
Ooh.
Oh,
Always love it
man.
when my Delver opponents play turn 1 ponder.
Oh yeah, it's not. No Delver player is just like, yeah, turn 1 ponder. I've got this. And then have to shuffle, even though it had one of the cards I really wanted. Go. Maybe 2 of the cards I really wanted.
Okay. So I'm definitely starting on one of these, and I think I'll just start on the more potentially explosive one. I'm getting basic forest again to play around Wasteland. I'm at 19. You can go.
This isn't even that good of a start because I want this to happen. I guess I just have to wait. Like, I don't know, my hand is bad. Like, what happens if I draw the land, then this isn't even a good play this turn? Oh, man. My hand looks so good, but it's just so not. Yeah, I just have to play this game as if I'm just going to draw things in a weird sequence.
Okay, not a bad draw, and I think we can just play Fetch and Quarian Ranger.
Yeah.
Play around days and pass.
All right, trigger.
You're really bad at that.
I know. All right. You don't want to trade?
Nope, I'll go to 18.
All right, I'm going to get...
You'll go to 18.
Yeah.
No! Stop drawing that card.
Well, it's like the only card in my deck that's like does anything.
It's really good against me.
4, 5. All right,
3.
3. Nothing.
Roll that one. 3.
3.
Well, that's 2 good ones.
I will take those. And then your turn.
Instead, I'll crack Fetch. Go to 17. I think that might have been the 2 best possibles.
Good. I got more where that's coming from. Or where that came from. All right, what are life totals?
17 for me, 18 for you. Okay. Well, without this glimpse of nature, man, you're getting aggressive now. This is just throwing my deck everywhere. I don't even know what's what. I draw for turn. And we might be at a point where we need to run some beatdowns.
My hand can beat the beatdowns.
That's what they all say. So if I do want to play the beatdowns, how do I do it? I can potentially attack for 2 this turn, make 1, return this forest on tap, play my land, and I have 3 mana to play with. So there's tension here between wanting to potentially extend onto the board and maybe win in a race, and also maintain some value for potential top deck glimpse of natures. And in general, I try not to worry too much about those, but I think in this case, my best bet is going to be just to attack for 1 this turn,
17.
because then I can get this second Dryad Arbor down. So you're at 17. I'll play a Dryad Arbor.
Mm-hmm.
I will play a Wireward Symbiote.
Sure.
And then I will play a Birchland Rangers.
Sure.
And can't get Days still because of Quarian Ranger. And now can pass. 5 creatures.
You have 1 card.
1 card.
All right. I think we just need to brainstorm.
I think I also need to brainstorm. Can I do that?
No.
Is that how the game works?
What?
I've played
Are you
Elves with
kidding
Brainstorm
me?
before. Elves with Brainstorm is pretty fun.
Is that really how this is? This what you're gonna do to me, deck? This is how we're gonna do this.
Is it doing you dirty?
Yeah. It's not doing me not dirty.
The opposite of dirty is clean, Brad.
Oh,
Clean is the word you're looking for.
go.
A 1/2. Oh no. The bane of Elves' existence. Okay. Well, that's fine though, because we have 4 creatures we can return to our hand.
Yeah, you can attack with 4 different creatures.
Yeah. You can only stop the symbiote. Okay. Well, we're getting close to doing things and stuff.
Wait, I think I did this wrong. I think I'm supposed to do it that way. Yeah.
Because I'm planning on tapping a lot of things, I'll play this symbiote first.
Sure.
That way I don't get
symbiote.
like got by a daze. And now, if I attack with all these, Brad can potentially try to trade with a Delver while also blocking with Deathrite. And the question is, I guess the best way for him to do that would be to block like this, because Quarian Ranger is the most valuable elf I have, and I don't think I want to trade it. It represents a good amount of mana and protection for my Arbors. So I think as long as the Delver is back, all I really want to attack with are the Arbors and the Birchland Ranger. So I'm fine just only attacking.
Sure. Take 2.
I'll return to untap an Arbor. And you take 2 to 15.
Yep.
And then I'll recast the Arbor.
All right.
You can go. Yeah, Sure. You have a him to truck.
I wonder if I'm supposed to just do this turn. Then it kind of, didn't have any effect on this, and that lowers my life. No, it's probably just this. All right. Chip.
14.
14. Remove a land. The cradle.
Sure.
And go.
This is getting rough now. We need to draw something good. That does not count.
Okay, good. Whew.
So you have a him to truck. Now, what am I attacking with? Now I also have to be wary about the Tarmogoyf on the reswing. And I'm assuming this Delver is going to flip, so I really only have the one more turn. So I'm just not winning this race. Which makes me apt to just play my land and pass. I want to minimize... I could play the card in my hand to save it from a potential him, but if Brad wants to use his entire turn to just trade 1-for-1 with this card, I wonder if that's good. All his counter spells are free, so it's really... I'm probably just dead to the Force Will he has in his hand. If I draw a Glimpse of Nature, like the Symbiotes will help that. I'll even bounce these 2 elves on end step to make my glimpse as good as possible. So I don't think I need to play this card, so I'll just pass.
All right.
What are we flipping it with?
Abrupt Decay.
Sure.
All right, I think we just start the turn, since we're at a healthy life total. And our life total is either healthy or irrelevant in this matchup. And so we could be at 30, and it just doesn't even matter at this point. So I think we just want to attack with everything.
Goif's a 4/5, right?
It's a 4/5.
It's almost always a 4/5 in this matchup.
All right, attack for...
And I could block the Goif here and bounce with Symbiote or bounce at Arbor with Quarian Ranger. The issue with that play is it puts a second card in my hand for him to Turok. It makes him pretty juicy, and I'm dead next turn anyway to these attacks. I don't have any way to answer them in the main deck. So I think I just take 10 here, because I don't think there's a way Brad can deal an extra 2 in addition to this Death Right. So I'll just go to 4.
Down to 4?
Yep.
So there's many things I could do, and I don't think any of them are great. Like, holding these 2 up is probably the strongest. Like, what could I do? Is there any, like, creature that I could kill right now or put in your hand and then make you discard that, like, hurts my chances of losing to something big? I don't think so. Like, I could put this back in your hand and then make you discard it?
Yes, which is not a bad play.
But, I mean, it's still not going to play around...
Then my Glimpse only draws 2 cards, potentially, if you don't have a Force. If I have a Natural Order, and you put this into my hand and make me discard it, then...
Would it be better just to kill these 2 right now?
If you could kill both of those, that would be great.
For me?
Yes. It would be incredible.
And I should do it during your upkeep?
I mean, you can kill the first one on my turn because I'm probably not bouncing an elf with it, because I know you have him to Turok. And then you kill the second one on my
I
upkeep.
can just do it, yeah. All right. I will do that.
Like these are the cards that are making...
Oh, but yeah.
These are creatures that are guaranteed to attack with on a natural order, and they're good with...
All right, and then I'll say go and dismember during your upkeep.
Brings you to 11.
Yep.
Now the question becomes, if I bounce an elf and draw a natural order... Let's say I bounce the Birchlow Rangers at this point. Now if I draw a natural order, then I natural order sacking a Dryad Arbor. I have 3 creatures in play. I use the Quarian Ranger
That's exactly 11.
to untap, and that is...
Oh, it's more than... Yeah, if
yeah,
you can untap. So you can still draw a natural order.
Yeah, so I should still bounce a creature in response.
Yep.
So let's bounce there. And... Okay, we're here with Sideboarding and Elves versus Sultai Delver. Those of you that have read all the things I've written about Elves or seen me play know that I like a very stripped-down, simplified version of the deck, and that carries over into my Sideboarding. Here, I'm only going to bring in a few Abrupt Decays. You do want to deal with Delvers, potentially Tarmogoyfs, if you don't have the means to block a lot of them. And sometimes decks like these have like GT in their sideboard. So you just want to, in a game where they're going to have disruption to slow you down, you need to occasionally keep the clock off of you and then grind through the game with Elvish Visionary and Wyrwood Symbiote, the unbeatable buddies. Yeah, great name. And we're cutting some of the weaker elves. Reclamation Sage doesn't really have a lot of targets. And then Heritage Druid and Birchlow Rangers are your elves that are the best when you're undisrupted. And so in the post-board games, when your opponent's bringing a lot of disruption, these are the elves I look to trim first.
All right, so what I do from this side is I'm keeping one Miser Days in just for the fun of it, but usually I take all the Dazes out. But I got to keep Russ on since we're face up,
Sure.
in sideboarding. Trimming on Tarmogoyf and Abrupt Decay since they're like weaker on the draw. Liliana is also just not good in this matchup. There's just too much stuff on the board. Now, what comes in? It's an interesting smattering of cards, right? Like you don't see like you would think Invasive Surgery sounds good against elves, but all of the most powerful things that Ross could be doing gets countered by this card. And if I ever hit Delirium, which I have, it really changes how the game plays out, right? Like if I know that you cannot natural order me for the rest of the game, like that's huge.
Oh, it's gigantic.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about getting hit with that card with Delirium. I just thought it was enveloped. That is.
You better not trade with those Delvers anymore.
Yeah.
Vendilion Click's also great during the upkeep. Gets in the air. That's where I want to win the game, and gives me some more time when Ross's draw is probably not doing it well. It's also a really good way to just get rid of that unbeatable abilities. Yes. And just like when Visionary's in the hand during the upkeep, I can just grab it and throw it at the bottom of the library. Fatal Push is just a cheaper removal than Abrupt Decay. And you don't want to go too far on removal since a lot of creatures are hard to deal with when there's just a lot of weird boards where you can bounce things. But Golgari Charm can get quite a few at one time, which makes it a much better removal spell.
Yeah, you're generally happy trading 1-for-1 with Elves, because especially in Delver, a deck that operates on low resources, and Elves, a deck that wants a critical mass of them. But you can't do it in very tempo-negative ways because of how explosive Elves is. And that's why I think Abrupt Decay is one of the most overrated cards against me. Mm-hmm. People tend to leave them in because they just want all their removal, but that's one that's easily exploitable. You're always killing a 1-mana elf with it, or almost always.
And sometimes the one that you want to kill, you can't even take out. So you just you're forced to always hit the symbiote first, which is just making things way too slow.
Yeah, and those are the games where they just get so far ahead that you lose a race. Mm-hmm. Or they just keep setting up these combos, drawing cards, and eventually just find their third natural order or glimpse of nature and kill you with it. Or Hardcast a Hoof. Okay. Here for game 3, and I have a bit of an awkward hand with this one in my opener.
You have an awkward hand.
And it's going to be a little slow, but in the post-board games, you can keep slower hands, and we do have some tools to win a longer game.
Okay, well, that's all I can beat is a longer game draw, so let's do this.
I'll crack for a Bayou and play Nettle Sentinel.
Okay, that's probably going to deal me a good 10 damage.
I'm at 19.
Thoughtseize. 18 to 20. Ooh. This is an interesting hand. I feel like this card just got to go. And I should be able to do everything else I need to do before that happens. All right, your turn.
Attack for 2.
16.
Play a fetch land, play a symbiote, and untap Nettle.
All right, my turn?
Yep.
All right, him to Turok.
Yeah. So we can just roll for the one I keep?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is how you keep it. All right, you keep the
this
middle.
one. Got the.
So
You do not know this card.
Oh man, there's one card I don't know. I don't like that. All right.
Next step, I'm going to correct this fetch and get a Dried Arbor. And we're going to commence the beatdowns.
Yeah.
I'm at 18 now.
Yeah. All right. Let's hope this brainstorm actually gives me a hand.
I'm at 18. You're at 16. Great one.
You have Bob in there too?
Attack for 4.
12.
Now, I don't have another green spell to cast on tap this Nettle, but I can do it with Symbiote. I'll untap the Dried Arbor.
So I remember untap target creature, sure.
And I'll play another fetch and pass.
Oh no. All right, brainstorm.
Sure.
It's got to be good. That doesn't help. That doesn't help. Oh no. Oh no. All right. How do we stand a chance of winning if we don't just Do we? I don't even think we can fire another one right now, but I don't know how else we win the game. But if we break a game, we just lose. So I'll just say go.
And Sep, go to 17, get another Dryad Arbor.
Yep.
We're all in.
I thought maybe if my brainstorm at least did something. This draw, it started off horrible and it just stayed course.
Thoughtseize into him isn't horrible.
Well, no, that's the entire hand. My entire hand is like Thoughtseize and hymns and counterspells.
So I'm at 17. Attack for 5.
Yeah, 7.
Now, I will continue with this line.
Yep.
And I will...
How many Dryad Arbors does usually play? 2?
Yep.
Okay, good.
2 is indeed.
I don't think I could beat another one.
I'll just play Guy's Critical and pass.
All right, I will draw. Cast another Brainstorm.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm dead.
Nice. Ooh, I was drawing a good one.
All right, well, I'm on the play, and we have one extra land that we'd want, but if we find a Brainstorm, that should be fine. But all in all, this hand looks really good.
And I have Mulligan to 6, and have gonna need some help, but this is definitely a keepable 6. There are plenty of ways to draw out of it. So I will scry. That is not one of those ways. So,
all right. A quick thing here is we're going to want to fetch, overplay the Underground, and just get an Underground, since if we daze, we're still going to want to him.
You're at 19?
Yep. This is just a little tiny thing, because if he doesn't play a fetch land, then we might not have that opportunity.
Okay, I'm going to fetch for Bayou and play Heritage Druid.
And I'm going to daze that. Be aggressive.
I'm at 19 as well.
Aggressive. Also, I don't know if I'll ever have a window to do that again.
You can go.
All right. All right, interesting. Take your land and him you.
Two.
Yep.
And 3. Symbiote Natural Order.
Okay. All right. And your turn.
Okay. Play Windswept Teeth and play Heritage Druid. You can go.
But I already dealt with that.
Got another one.
All right, deck. This is what we talked about. We talked about giving us the other good stuff to work with. Do we ponder on this turn? I don't think we do. I think we just exile our own land and him you again.
Jesus.
They just keep coming, man. It's not my fault. Your turn.
Crank this fetch for a Dryad Arbor.
Hey, we both have 3 permanents in play.
I'm at 18.
Yeah, both at 18.
Good one. Attack for 2.
I'm at 16.
Play another fetch.
I know what that's going to become. I'm learning.
This one will probably stay uncorrect, actually.
Sure. All right, I'm going to ponder.
Because you have a death right. Yep.
Oh, that is true.
And in case you waste my Bayou, I need access to black, potentially.
Okay, I think we're satisfied with these 2 cards. And I don't think there's nothing disgusting he could do in the next turn, so it's probably just best to get this into play. And we do have lands in the graveyard, so so we're going to draw this card next turn, and then we'll end up fetching. We'll put the fear in him. Exile your Cradle and play Tarmogoyf. Your turn.
And he has Invasive Surgery. Just keeps psychotically leaving a mana untapped. This game is not going well. We'll pass the turn. Need to draw some action real quick.
All right. Tech should be 4.
Is there no...
No,
Oh,
I have
days
instant
is an
sorcery and you
instant.
have creature land. All right, so you're at 14?
Yep.
All right, your turn. Upkeep.
Death Ray.
Sure.
And you can go.
All right, I'm gonna go get.
You go to 15.
Yep, I'm gonna get a Bayou. And then I'm going to Fatal Push the Shaman. And then eat your
Natural
order and drop you to 12.
Yep.
Would you like to cut my deck?
Nope.
Perfect. Him to Turok you.
Go to 8.
Your turn.
And step, go to 7. One card in hand?
Yeah. You know what it is?
Yep.
You don't know what it is?
So I'm at 7. I guess I just target the one that's the faster clock.
Boo. All right.
You can go.
Put you at 5. Eat it.
Yep.
Go.
Think I'm going to play the Nettle Sentinel because
Sure.
it gives me more live draws with the Heritage Druid than saving it for a potential glimpse.
All right, put you at 3.
Yep.
Go.
And I'm dead.
Yeah. All right, it all comes down to this.
Okay, here for game 5, and I have a fine hand on the play. I'm going to keep.
My hand's not good.
That
but I'm
means
gonna
he
keep
has the
it.
nuts. So
No, it
I'll
isn't.
start with a Bayou and a Green Sun for 0.
I'm not this horrible person. Yeah, the results.
Need to develop my mana,
Why do you
so
think I'm such a horrible person?
experience.
All right, so the question is, do we Death Ray or Thoughtseize him? And then we could just do this next turn, and I feel like this game is going to go a little bit longer. I just feel like we just have to make sure he doesn't get card advantage engine rolling. Yeah, exactly. So I guess we just have to take this card. And, all right, your go.
Okay, so play Gaia's Cradle, play Quirion Ranger,
Mm-hmm.
tap this for mana, play here, one floating, attack for 1.
I'm at 17.
You can go.
Hmm.
Let's continue developing our mana and hope to draw something good.
Go.
So now I guess I could attack with both of these, but I think I would rather I'd rather just play a land. I don't think the 1 damage is relevant.
All right. Interesting. And I know nothing about your hand now.
Correct.
All right. Well, let's play another Deathrite Shaman.
Yep.
And we'll start feeding them. Get that cradle out of there. Your turn.
Step, I'll crack fetch, go to 19. Get another Dried Arbor. Don't really have to worry about a second Bayou, about getting Bayou Wastelanded because we have Quirion Ranger, so can more freely crack the fetch land this
Yeah,
time.
I'm lucky I had a target.
I'm going to bounce this on your instep.
Sure.
And I'm going to run this Glimpse of Nature into Invasive Surgery.
You got it.
And then I will play Aquarian Ranger.
Yeah.
Now, so given that Brad has only 3 wastelands left, but 4 him to Trox, I think I'll just play this Cradle and pass a turn.
What are you doing to me, deck? Okay.
You go to 16.
Eat your 2 lands.
Tombstalker.
Tombstalker. Your turn.
Okay.
Clock.
That's an interesting one. You have 2 cards in hand?
Yeah.
You're both invasive surgeries, didn't you, jerk?
No. Of course I would never do that.
So, yeah, I mean, it's there. So,
It's not. Why are you being like this?
how much mana can we generate? Play here. This then makes 5, 6, 7. Bounce a land on tap arbor can make 9. And then Symbiote plays around days, if that's a thing. So I'm going to make him use it by just doing the most powerful thing.
All right.
Heritage Druid, 5, 6, 7. Use Quarian Ranger, 8, 9. Stealing for 8.
Invasive surgery.
You can go.
Did you get the face? No, you didn't. You didn't get the smile. Ooh, that's a good draw. All right, so we have a 2-turn clock, or 3-turn clock. All right. I can't make it any better. Because at best I can deal... Oh, wait, no, I can deal 9/9. So that's not good enough. So if I can't make it that, I can try to get some damage in. So what if we start the turn off by doing this? Fatal push that.
I want to make Glimpse of Nature a live draw, and these creatures aren't doing any blocking or attacking, so if Brad has another removal spell, I'd rather he not kill the Quarian Ranger. If he has a Wasteland, he's going to target this anyway, so I don't have to worry about it being in play, so I will bounce the Quarian Ranger.
Okay. And then I will attack you for 6.
I go to 13.
13. All right. 2-turn clock. Go.
I guess I had to untap something, but... Okay, that was a good draw.
No!
I guess I'll tap these first in case I draw a Decay or something. Play a Visionary, draw a card. Also not a bad draw. Definitely want to get it into play to mess up Brad's Deathrite Shamans, so we will play it. And pass a turn.
No, I mean, I have you on a 2-turn clock now, actually. Which at 11. Take that.
Oh, you just get to...
Yeah, at 5, 11 you now. I need to get 1 point of damage through.
Oh,
and
you
then,
said 2-turn clock. You meant just 1-turn clock.
well, that last turn and this next one. Well, I needed to get 1 point of damage.
I just
through
didn't do
last
the
turn.
math because you said 3-turn clock. You
But
just
that's
lied
what
to
I mean
me.
by 2-turn clock.
That's not a 2-turn clock.
That's a 2-turn clock.
You're just a big liar.
No, I have to tell you 1. It doesn't matter. You would have still lost. Now it just feels worse.
Oh, I would have had draw step.
Well, no, that turn. Oh, if you block, you have to play around me having another death right in hand.
Sure. I wasn't going to block.
Yeah.
Just...
And I was putting the mat together as I was doing it. I still thought I was going to take 2 turns. All right. I think we were correct in saying that the elves were favored in this matchup. It was just whoever did Deathrite Shaman stuff.
Sure. Deathrite Shaman is certainly an important piece. I don't know, the games felt pretty typical. Like
Yeah.
when you have a really good mix like you did, especially in that game 5, I think, with the invasive surgeries rather than when you normally need like Force of Wills, that really hurts your clock. A lot of the game, you had, I think trying to remember exactly every game, and it's tough, but I know I beat you game 1 when your draw was good because my draw was quite good as well.
Yeah.
And the other games, I had some of the more vulnerable Elves draws where you really only have the one big thing, and if they deal with it, you need to draw some more off the top, and you were able to deal with that.
Well, I think the biggest lesson here, and if you go back and just think about how those games played out, game 1, I didn't have a bad draw. I had a removal heavy draw, and that's just not good enough. Whereas the games that I was winning with cards that are normally what you consider combo cards, like Hymn to Turok, Invasive Surgery, Thoughtseize. Like, these are the important cards in the matchup. Now, you want some supplementary removal spells, like the Fatal Pushes.
Because you really want to kill their turn 1 play on the draw, if you're on the draw.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're on the play and you have some extra time, then being able to kill those turn 1 plays sometimes isn't as important. And because you can strip their hand of the really good cards that they're going to play with them. So
yeah, and that's just the big thing. Like, I drew really well in that last game to draw both of my surgeries, and like that card is just phenomenal in this match. It was actually just a wonderful card in general, and it took a long time for the Sultai Delvers to pick up on it. I saw a couple people doing it. I was doing it early, but it's good. It's good against Storm. It's good against Elves. It's good against Miracles. Like, even if you only have the target of Terminus, like that, this is the card that they spend so much time setting up.
yes,
And because you have decays to kill the counterbalances, you're usually not losing to that. But yeah, it's just phenomenal card. Played exactly how I wanted it to in this matchup, and the hymns were just they were so plentiful. Even I drew 4 of them in the game that I got destroyed because I just only drew invasive surgers and hymns. Like, they were trying to come out and play.
yeah. You Hymn to Turok can sometimes be awkward, as we saw, because if they're just too far ahead on board, then it's a liability, and Elves can empty their hand quickly. But the turn 2 hymns are the scariest play that almost any deck can make against me, other than very dedicated hate cards.
Yeah, but yeah, that's our matchup. I don't know. I think we'll see some Sultai Delver and a lot of variants of Sultai mid-range decks in general this weekend in Worcestershire.
That's in England.
Worcestershire is a place.
Worcestershire.
Okay, Worcestershire.
That's Worcestershire sauce, but
Worcestershire
in England they might pronounce the place name differently.
All right, Worcester. How do you actually say it?
It's a Worcester.
Worcester.
Yeah,
Worcester.
but everybody says Worcester. I don't know where that where did that happen?
Well, I don't know if you ever heard "woo." There it is, but now we just like saying "woo."
There is a Worcester Street in New Haven that's spelled W-O-O. So that looks like it could be Worcester.
This is not what they're signing up to listen to.
But that's what I want to talk
All
about.
right, so this weekend the SCG Tour stops at Worcester, where it's going to be Legacy with Matthias Hunt and Ryan Overturf. My back scratches. This is not the appropriate way to be promoting something, but it's going to be bringing you 15 rounds of Legacy action followed by a top 8. If you don't want to play Legacy but still want to be a part of the action, on day 2 we've got Classics that I think are Legacy and Modern. Another format, probably Modern. Yeah, it has
you
to be
can
Modern.
find
Who
all
wants
of
to
that
play
information
Standard?
at StarCityGames.com.
Yes, where you probably found this. Anyway, it's going to be a fun weekend. I love Legacy. And that said, it's Standard and Modern are kind of shaken up right now. It's just a good break to get out and play some brainstorms. Do something besides, am I playing against Death Shadow or Mardu Vehicles? Like, I mean, I play both those decks along with the 4 Colors of Healy. Like,
Legacy
I'm part
now
of the problem.
Legacy now is a treat. Every few months, we get a treat.
It's not even
little
true.
bit of Legacy.
Every other round you're playing against Miracles now.
That's true.
But we got new masterpieces. Woo! See you next time, guys. Bye.